Well, welcome back for another episode. Just Derek here. On this little stover engine, I screwed up. I forgot to put the little lifter, whatever you want to call it, right on the your lobe, the cam lobe. So it's not going to get that in. So I got to pull the cylinder, the jug back off it again. Put that in and slide it in. And then it can sit inside there. And then just lift it up, put the gear back in. So, I'm going to have to undo all this again. It's no big deal. But I do screw up once in a while. And this is the exhaust valve. I've kind of gone over it. There's enough meat on this valve. I think I'm going to let it go. I'll just give it a quick little lap job. Also got to keep it very clean if I don't want to get any lapping compound getting into your shoulder or anything. So when I pull the head jug off again, I'm going to give it a quick lapping job. That way I don't have to worry about any crap getting into the cylinder. So in this case, just one step forward and 3 steps back. So eventually I'll get this thing right. I'm not used to these little engines. I'm used to the other big engines. So I guess I'll rip this apart and fix that and put all the right parts back in, and then we can continue on with this build. Okay, I got everything all back together. Back to square one again. I got my little lifter, whatever we call that, rides off the cam lobe, in and now. Okay, now it's timing it, timing the engine. Usually how I always time an engine is I go by the keyway. You can either have the keyway with the throw of the crank, or you can have it 45 degrees off where it's not with the throw of the crank. This keyway is with the throw of the crank. Right now, the connecting rod is at the highest point in the cylinder right now. So I want to have my cam lobe right at the highest point too. I want to hold my exhaust valve open right now. That's what I'm going to go with. So if I can get this guy back in, there we go. So now I have the exhaust valve open. So, okay, we'll go through the engine now. This is how I go by. Everybody has got their own different ways. But I just stuck the flywheel on just to help me. And this is the rotation of the engine run. Okay. But now, alright, the exhaust valve is closed now. This is where it sucks a little bit of air. And it comes up to compression, and then my timing, we haven't got the timing mark in, but usually my timing will kick in about right here. And this is what bangs, fires it, throws it down, and then when it comes as far as you can come down, and then coming back up, now the exhaust is opening. You can see. Now the connecting rod has gone as far as you can up, and now the exhaust valve is closing. It's closed now. Now the, well, if I don't have my intake in, but it will suck through the intake, guiding air into the cylinder, and then it comes up, compresses, and whenever we figure out our other timing mark, that's where it's going to bang, and that's the way how the engine runs on the compression stroke. I will do this later. I'll set up this guy because this is your timing mark here, which connects it here. And we got all this travel we can play with to play with timing. I usually like to run my timing pretty hard on these guys. I usually go about 30 degrees before top dead center. And that's where it gets you a good loud bang. But if you want to soften your fire, and if you're scared of starting your big engine so it doesn't backfire on you, you bring your grease closer to top dead center. People have run them at 10 degrees before 10 degrees before dead top center. Or if you really just want your engine to run slow, and it's not going to work on this because you don't have a lot of weight on your flywheel, you can actually fire these engines past top dead center. I've seen people run 5 degrees past top dead center, but you got no power. It'll just go around, make a bunch of smoke and just pop, but there's no power. But usually I like to run mine anywhere from 30 to 25. One day we will screw around and play with the timing past top dead center, and you'll see the big difference. So this is the best way I can explain the timing, but it's the way I've always done my timing. Cause I have seen timing marks that were factory and they were way off. Who knows what the guy did before me that had the engine? It could be a different gear that was pulled off or something else, or who knows. But these there was some timing scribe marks in this one, but I tried playing with them. They just didn't make sense at all. So usually that's why I do my own timing. But usually that's how I have my cam lobe high as I can go, and find my compression where I can shoot my connection rod high as it goes, and that's how I set it. Okay, I guess I'll clean up a few more parts, and I guess we can start putting the governor system back together. And well, I cleaned, good enough, cleaned another part. This is part of your governor mechanism. You can see, I'm going to say back in the day, they set this up so close that it was riding underneath the gear. Like you can see how it's all worn out there. And this side, it rides on there. And that's what moves that pulley back and forth. What I'll do is I'll put this on, just like this. I already put one cotter pin in. Put that on that. Whoops. It's easier with two hands sometimes. But see if I can do this. There we go. Alright. This is your throttle. This is the part that acts as your throttle. This is a throttle govern engine. And that pushes up against here. And this thing goes back and forth, as you call it. And the two flywheels weight, they go inside here. We haven't put it together yet, because that's one of the last things we do. When we put the flywheel in, we've got to lock this in. And then we'll set it. And this is what activates your weights back and forth. And this is what regulates your throttle. Just like this, back and forth. When it hits hard, it pulls back, and then when it goes too fast, it comes forward and back and forth. But see if I can set it a little bit better, that way it doesn't hit into the gears. And I can say, whoever had this engine back 100 years ago didn't like using too much oil. This guy was all chewed up the heck. You can see this guy's all worn out. But this engine hasn't had that many hours on, just from telling what was inside the jug, and that was all standard bore. So, hi, I had another couple more hours to kill again. I got a little excited, and I already cleaned up the intake part for the intake valve. I cleaned it up. I used the old valve. It was not in bad shape. It wasn't that much wear. You know, it's gonna live. All I did was just made a little gasket spring. I just cleaned it up. So, because last time we put on the governor, I'm not ready to put the flywheels on yet, but we'll get there soon. So now, since we got both valves in, slapped in, we'll shoot this thing out for compression. I haven't done that. So, walking around the garage, and I found a spark plug I pulled out of another engine, so we'll stick it in here and we'll see what we have for compression. This is the part I like to see, so we'll just screw that in here. Give it a little snug. We're not starting, we're just going to see what it has for compression. There. Remember, I haven't tried this yet, so. Oh. Oh, my. Oh, man. That thing's got compression. Whew. All right. That's very good. Very good. All right. Remember, I still might have to play with my timing a little bit. I'm not sure yet, so. I'm close. I'm within the ballpark, so. But we got great compression. I'm very happy with that. I thought I would do this before I get a little too carried away. I think next I'll, I don't know. I don't want to put the back cover on yet till I got the timing all figured out. I don't want to put the flywheel on to lock it because I'm not too sure about my adjustment yet. Maybe we'll see if we can go through the carburetor. See what needs to be done on that. Because that's the carburetor here. This is the carburetor that goes into the tank here. That's what sucks. We gotta make sure the ball, there'll be a ball in here. Make sure the seat's clean. Because that's where it gets sucked up. Goes all the way through the pipe, through here, and then into the engine. So you gotta have fairly good compression for that to be sucked up all the way. So. But maybe we'll take I'm not going to take it all apart, but we'll take this apart to make sure our check ball is good. This is your throttle, because there's a butterfly in here, and that's where this guy, when it's in here, moves back and forth. That's what regulates your throttle. And this will be your idle mixture needle. And we have a choke here. Usually most idle mixture screws have a spring on it just to hold it in place. And it ends up, wow, that's actually in very nice shape. Very nice shape. But what I usually do to make sure it's properly seating inside here, I'll take an ink marker. I'll show you guys this. An ink marker. Ink it. In fact, we'll do it right now. Alright, so this is what I do. I'll just move this out of the way. I'll even set the camera. Yeah. You take oh boy, now I can't find a marker. Alright, I got my black marker. And this is what I usually do. I just ink this. Or if you had blue ink for use on machining, use that ink. Give it a little blow just to make sure the ink dries. And I'll bring you guys back up here. And then, okay, screw it back in. Right, not cross-threaded. There, you don't want to cross-thread it or we'll have a lot of problems. Okay, just want to give it a little bit of a snug. Just a rub, there we go. Then screw it out. One day. Okay. See, I got full contact all the way up top here. Yeah, that'll pass. I can see it's all marking right up top here. So that'll pass for me. So I don't think I'm really going to monkey around this carburetor too much. You're just going to maybe take that apart, make sure the needle's in it. I mean, the ball. Alright, I just started to use my pliers to unloosen that and then screw it out. Well, it broke. I can see this has been broken for a while. There's some edges that are dirty, and you can see the shiny there. That's why I broke there, and this has been broken for a little while. Who knows? Stuff happens. And same as you can see, so in there. It's not a big deal. So what I'll do, I don't know if I can pull that out with an extractor or just tap it out. I'll have to go find some tools, see what thread this is, rethread it, and continue on with the build. But I can feel the ball moving, so but I still want to make sure it seats properly. So, but I'm gonna go find some tools and I'll show you how I repair this. Alright, I dug up an extractor. There's different styles. There's like swirl style, and you can also get them with square with like a cutter in it. All of it is just reverse. A reverse swirl. So when I'm tightening it, when I'm tightening, it will reverse and kind of bring it. I think that's, no, when I'm loosening, it'll tighten. And hopefully, with any luck, it'll come out. Doesn't always work, but should use a hammer, but can't find a hammer, so I'll use a vice grip. Just give it a tap. Remember, it's only brass, so just with luck, it should come up. I'm hoping. Oh, there we go. It was a little tight in the beginning, but then it came. There you go. That's the broken piece that broke off this end. So, I don't know. I'll see if I have a piece of brass around here. If not, then I'll have to move on to something else. Because, and you can make something. I'm not going to bother making this shorter because I want to be able to get it down the tank further as possible. So, because I believe, looks like pretty close to quarter-inch. Yeah, a quarter-inch brass tubing. You just put some threads in it. I'll figure out that, and then you put a little notch across here, because that's where your this is where your check ball is, where it seats in here. So put that back. I don't want to lose it. Anyway, I'll go see if I can find some brass tube around here, and we'll make one of these. Anyway, I didn't have any actual stock what I needed, so I just made something up real quick. This is just 5/16, just blasted a hole through it, both ends. Just a tad a little bit longer, but that's okay, I can shorten it. So the thread is a 1/4 by National Fine. So I did this down to, cut it down to 1/4 inch. Now I'll put it in the vise here. A little bit of rapper tap. And more threader. And I did do it just a little bit on the tight side, on the 1/4 inch, so that way I can have a good feel. Oil's your best friend in this. There we go. Got a very nice thread. I'm happy with that. And then I screwed out. My hands are all oily, so, but perfect. I wanted a little bit on the tight side. My ball's still on there. But now I have to, if this end goes into my check ball, I have to make a little cut on both sides. That's just for, I don't know. I think it's just for air or fuel to get through, so I'm just gonna just use a hacksaw, and that's done. I'll go find a hacksaw and finish this off, and then I'll thread the other side up. Anyway, I got lazy. I cut a little off. Not gonna make a difference. Big deal. Just should have took my time, but it won't affect anything. So I'll make sure check ball back in there. See, this is where the check ball rides like that. So make sure I put that back in. The screen perfect. No problem. I'll put that back in. We'll clamp that guy in there. And I'm going to thread this guy in. I might not got my thread 100% on, but that's fine. You can see I tapped it a little crooked, but not going to make a difference when I'm in the gas tank, so. Oh shit. Got too cocky and I broke it. I'll fix it again. I did it too tight, that was the problem. If I did this on the tight side, if I didn't want air to circulate, so instead of taking this down to 1 1/4, I left it about 5/10 too bigger. So I think it was just a little too strong for it. So I'll fix it again. Alright, I can't really find any more brass material around what I need for 1/4 inch. So since I got cocky and broke the last one, I'm going to do it out of 1/4 inch copper. I've already cut it into length, just a tad a little bit longer. And I'll put it in the vise and tap it. Hopefully this is going to go well. Make sure oil. Oh, that's not bad. That should probably survive. So what I'll do the other side. I think this will work. Oh yeah, okay. I got fairly good thread there. I'm happy with it. Doesn't have to be perfect. I've already pulled out the broken piece out of the, wherever I put it. Again. Problem is I got too much junk up here and I can't see where I put it. Oh well. For the moment, we'll just see if they're thread into... Oh yeah, that thread's in 100% there. I might put a little bit of plumbing dope, just in case. So I'll wound that up and then I'll go find that and my other piece and see if it works. Okay, I finally found everything. Okay, I made my notch again, right there. A little more center this time. My check ball's still in here. I'm not going to overpower myself this time. I'll put it in the vise just to hold it. If I screw it up this time, I quit for the day. Alright. I know I got it fairly good. I can move the check ball. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I can move it up and down. I can hear it moving. That's good. Now, I got to I can put it back in the carburetor, but before I do that, I want to double check my length. I time my little bit there. We're just about damn well perfect, so I'm happy with that. The only thing, this is copper, it's a little more flexible, but that's no problem. No crap in there. Okay, so just doing the same thing at this end. You can see I'm a little, not 100% straight, but that's copper, no big deal. I'll tighten it up. I just want to feel that I can feel it bottomed out now. So there we go. Made a brand new gas line. And what I'll do is I'll move the camera upwards so you can actually see what I'm doing here. And this is how the carburetor goes, I think, like that. So perfect. Time we put that, hook it all back up. So get a better shot at it. Yeah. I guess now I'll clean some more parts up. I'll probably have to take the intake off again, screw this on back on the pipe, and then put everything back in one piece. So, but at least we have a new fuel line and the check ball moves. So I think we're back in order again. Okay, I've gotten the intake. I got the gas, like I said before. I've got the piping all nice and tight where it's supposed to be. I made a gasket for the carburetor to the fuel tank. I bolted that down nice and tight. That's all bolted down nice and tight. So, making pretty good progress. It's got good compression. And, oh, that's what I went to go look for. I have a brand new spark plug. This is 1/2-inch pipe. There's a fairly big bottom on it, so I found that, had a brand new spark plug for it. Because the other one was just I don't know, whatever. Some use it probably would work, but. So we'll have a brand new spark plug for this guy. So I think what I'll do is I'll leave the video as just one. And we are getting very close to running this guy pretty soon. I think the next video will finish off and have it running. So like I say, well, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.